everybody, Jill Ortiz here in my empowered fitness community for women over 40 looking to get energized, confident, and strong. Today is Wednesday, so we have our Q&A Wednesday session where I answer all your questions regarding weight and menopause and nutrition, fitness, all the great things. Okay, and so last week we actually did not do our Q&A session because instead we did an amazing vision board workshop. Go to the group, find that vision board workshop. I sent it out in email. I also put it up on my YouTube. So if you go to Jill Ortiz or Jill Ortiz Fitness on YouTube, you can do that. I think it's the best exercise that you can do at the end of the year to envision the life that you want to live for the next year, because that is going to be your guide, your North Star for what you do in the year and how you approach things. So it's huge. So go back and do that. And Monday, I don't know if it's instead of or in addition to, we will be doing at noon Eastern our year-end fitness audit, which is also an incredibly important exercise. So as I go through my client calls towards the end of the year, these are things that I say to them: did you do these things? You got to do these things. And that's number one and number two. So the fitness audit will be, again, about a 30-minute exercise. We use this paper. I will be creating an event in our group today so that you can find this paper to download. And it's basically 5 categories. And it's fitness, nutrition, time management and routines, accountability, and mindset, motivation, and goals. And so those are the areas in which you are going to evaluate yourself. How have you been doing? And then what do we need to do to get better at these things? Which ones need to be your focus as we move forward? So these 2 exercises, the vision board and the audit, are going to streamline your activities and get you to your goals faster and easier. Wouldn't it be nice if this was faster and easier? These are the things that you need to do to be prepared to move forward. And I continue as well to try to find my easiest path to helping you. And so I will be also changing things up, refining things. I'm going to be streamlining the path that I want you to be taking to achieve your goals and to get comfortable and to get, small steps, bigger steps, so that you feel excited and motivated and are seeing amazing changes along the way and building your knowledge base and building your confidence, because I think those are really important. So keep an eye out for all the amazing things that I offer you. I will continue to offer things, many, many things, as we continue towards the end of the year. So Monday, noon Eastern, is going to be our live fitness audit workshop. And then, of course, you can do it on the replay if you're not available at that time. For those who are new, welcome. It's nice to have you on our first live Q&A. We do these every Wednesday at noon Eastern. And what I do is anybody who's joined the group in the last week, I go through the response questions that you've answered and I address them. So the 3 questions that you're asked when you join this group are what is holding you back from achieving your goals? What are your goals? And if you could ask me one question, what would it be? Because quite often we learn from each other's questions and we all have a lot of the same questions. So I'm going to answer some of those today. We will go from 12 Eastern to 12:30, so it'll be 30 minutes. I always send these out via email. I always put them on my YouTube, so if you want to binge watch some of these things, there's a lot of really great answers in here. And if you have a question while I'm speaking, you are welcome to ask it as well. All right, so our first question today, let's see, actually I'm on the wrong page because I have next week's up. Okay, so 12:17. The first question we have today is from Debbie Ann, who says she's suffering from motivation, hindering her ability to move forward. Now, I just had a big conversation with some of my clients on what do you think motivation is? Because 1, 2, 3, at least 3 of you and more probably who I'm addressing today said motivation's holding you back. Everybody for next week's said motivation is holding them back. So we were having some conversation on motivation and, what that is, what it takes to get motivated. I'm going to start by reading some of these responses that just came through, because I think these ladies are really wise, and they have gone through this process that you are just starting now. And it's interesting. This is the value of being in a group chat with clients and them seeing each other and what they say, and just having these like-minded women. So Lisa kicked it off for us, and she's saying what got her motivated was her willingness to take a leap. Now, I was going over this yesterday with Lisa. She's been with me for at least a year. And she came in with me on a free challenge, and it was for abs, arms, and glutes. And before we even started the challenge, Lisa and I had a call, and she jumped into my 3-month commitment to my Empowered Fitness Mastery coaching program. And she continues to do amazing in it and has just signed on for another 6 months in 2026 to start. And so Lisa says, I was willing to take the leap, knowing it would take work and effort on my part. No easy way out. I've achieved results and want it to continue. And I know I don't want to ever go back to be on that roller coaster again. I know that won't happen because my heart and mind are now this healthy person. It's a life thing now. And so she's talking a lot about this transformation that my clients go through. That's not just, I do workouts and I eat food, but it's a whole identity transformation that really solidifies your motivation forever. And I too, I don't think I could ever go back to who I was prior because of it's been 10 years that I've been on this journey and doing this and preaching it and teaching it and living it every day. That I can't even imagine going back to not being this healthy person that's striving for more. Lisa also added, I will say I was not, she edited something. I will say I was not willing to take the leap. She says, I was not willing to take the leap. I needed to. I didn't like what I saw in the mirror and I needed to change that. So that's very interesting. So it was not just a desire for change, but avoiding the pain that she was feeling that pushed her. So we are, as humans, generally motivated by pain or pleasure, right? We go for the things that will bring us pleasure, and we avoid the things, or we don't want the things that will give us pain. And we change when that pain is worse than, what we have to do to get change. So let's see. Claudine says the keys for motivation are having a plan and working it. Have goals and keep going. Also having a coach and a group to exchange ideas with. She says, Jill, your platform and outreach are so motivating. Then Jessica adds, let's see. So motivation wanes, right? So sometimes we start out with high motivation and then it wanes. It goes down. She says, but consistency and determination have to be the reason we continue. Hard work is the only way results come and stay. We don't have to give 100% all the time, but we have to have a plan and goals that are achievable. Ooh, she's learning stuff. She says, having certain values and following through on your promises to yourself. For me, if I have a certain schedule and only have certain windows to get in workouts, then I make them like they're an appointment and I can't cancel on myself. So that's amazing. Claudine also adds having a goal and personal development in your life might be a good motivation. So I agree with that, like constantly looking to learn new things, listening to podcasts and reading books and things that will help you with your mindset, extremely important. Angie says, I think everyone is looking for a quick fix. They want it now and they want it fast. I feel like you can't wait for motivation. You just have to get started. And as you get results, you'll then be more motivated to keep going. There's been plenty of times I have felt unmotivated during my journey. Sometimes I'm just really tired after a long day of work and I have a million things to do at home. Then I have to make the decision to work out or not work out. I found if I do nothing, nothing happens. There's no change in me. So you can't wait for the motivation to find you. You have to find your motivation. She says, I remember when I first started, I was depressed and feeling lazy and unmotivated and fat in my clothes. I found Jill on Instagram with an ad about her triple threat challenge. Oh, Angie came through that too. I decided to try it and see what I thought. It was a baby step. I still didn't feel motivated at the end of the 3 days, but I kept going. Every challenge Jill had, I joined. Eventually, I started seeing results and I felt better about myself and healthier too. So you just need to take the leap and get started. No one better to do it with than Jill Ortiz. Hey, I love the shout out. So these are some amazing responses. So for those of you who are struggling with motivation, which I know is a lot of you, because I get that, then these are some incredibly wise words from ladies who have started with me at different points in time, from a couple weeks ago to a couple or 3 years ago. And no matter what, you will learn, you will grow, but you have to show up and you have to do the work. Okay. So Debbie says, how do I manage my weight? And so that's a really big question. Mostly I would say weight is going to come down to nutrition first, right? Because they always say you can't outrun a bad diet, right? You can't outwork a bad diet. And so I could do a million workouts, but if my nutrition is out of line, then I am not losing weight, that's for sure. So that's something that we have to get in control of, I would say, is your nutrition. So while it's important to be getting your movement, your exercise, your sleep, your recovery, your stress levels down, if I had to really prioritize one thing, I would say we need to get that nutrition in order. So Debbie, let's have a chat. Schedule a call with me. I'd love to do that. For anybody who is new here, you are all welcome to schedule a call with me and we can go over your goals, your struggles, and your plan together. It's very motivating. All right, so Erica says she's dieting and exercising, but she's asking what to do, how many calories to eat, and how to figure out what her macros are. So I created a macros program that helps you with that calculation, and there's many factors that go into it. What is your goal? What are you doing for exercise? What is your current state of your body? Are you very muscular? Are you more fat than muscle? There's a lot of different things that go into it. And how fast do you want to lose weight? How much, are you hungry? Do you like to eat? Do we need to raise your calories, lower your calories? All of this is discussed in detail to the point where you understand the concepts. I think if you were just to go Google, like, here's who I am, what should my calories be, or what are my macros, then you're not going to get the understanding. You're going to get a spit out of, some kind of calculation. And, but I think it's more important as to understanding the macros, right? So macros, for those of you who don't know, there's 3 main macronutrients that make up all of our food, and it's fat, carbs, and protein. And so some people use these as their guide as to how many calories and how much of each of these things to eat in a day. And so I teach this method as one of 5 different frameworks for nutrition, because calorie counting isn't for everybody, and using a scale and measuring cups and spoons is not for everybody. But it is one that I teach, and I teach it in a way that is not make you want to shoot yourself in the head, because that's the only way I can describe it. First time I ever started doing macros, that is exactly what I wanted to do on day 1. I was like, this is stupid, I'm not doing it. And then I realized I needed to create my own method, and so I did. And so that's what I teach in one of my nutrition methods, whether it's, doing it with me in my coaching programs or purchasing the program by itself. If you're interested in macros, just let me know in the comments below or reach out to me and I can help you with how you can start doing that. What's important to note about macros is that you are going to calculate them, but it is always going to just be a starting point. And number 1, you have to hit them in order to know if they work. And then you have to, we call it like plan, do, review, right? So you have to plan your meal plan, that fits those macros. You have to eat according to the meal plan, and then you have to review what are the results, and then you continue that cycle and you have to adjust. So whatever, any calculation is always going to be a baseline from which you start, and then you and your coach can kind of see, what are the obstacles? What's happening? Is this the right levels, or do we need to adjust things, right? They're like little knobs that you have to adjust to get them properly. And you also have to change them, because you can't keep the same macros forever, because what happens is the body is so smart that it adjusts to what you're doing, and your metabolism will adjust. And so it wants to stay where it's at. It doesn't want you losing weight. So you have to change things up sometimes. You also have to make sure that they are in alignment with the activity that you're doing. Okay. Let's see, who's next? Julie. All right, so Julie says, I don't know exactly what my problem is. I think it's inflammation or gut health. My goal is to lose the huge tire around my middle. The rest of my body isn't fat. What's the right answer for me to lose my stomach, as I know each person is different? So this is what I was talking about, right? I can't take two people and say, oh, here's the perfect macros calculation. Both of you go follow it, and that's going to be it, right? Is each person is going to react differently. And so that's why that one-on-one and individualized coaching is so important. I don't know how people do it on this massive, scale when they're giving everybody the same thing. So what I would say is the commonality about women who I'm talking to, because it would be different if Julie was 20 and super overweight in her belly. That is going to definitely be lifestyle versus Julie, who might be doing all the healthy things that she's always done, and all of a sudden grew this tire around her middle because she is middle-aged, and we have gone through the loss of estrogen and progesterone, and things are now out of whack, because that's when you'll see this very quick growth around the middle. Women going from, hourglass and pear shape to this apple shape. All of a sudden you're round and you're mushy, and it's like, hey, I didn't ask for this. I didn't do anything to deserve this. So much of this is going to be hormone driven, and different hormones that need to now be managed. Number one being cortisol. Right? And so I know many of you raised your hands yesterday when I let you know that I've revamped my my Menopausal Metabolism Bible. It's a free PDF, and it gives you so much insight, especially into cortisol and what's going on. It's got a list of, I think it was 5 cortisol lowering foods. It's got lots of great stuff in there. And the rules of metabolism. I think we talk a little bit about bone density in there. And a great place to start. So if you want to look at that, go find that post and let me know that you want my Menopausal Bible. It's free. So many of us need to start working on our cortisol management, because that's where that is coming from, and also just learning why your body's changing like this and what you need to do specifically. That Menopausal Bible is a really great place to start, and then taking the next steps. We've got our 5-day menopause makeover. We've got a 30-day menopausal metabolism reboot. We've got all the pillars that we build on to make sure that we're doing the right things to get all this stuff in order. It's really, really exciting when it starts working. So that's what I would say, Julie, is let's get you on the party train, right? That's what I'll call this. The 2026 party train with Jill Ortiz Fitness. We'll take all the stops along the way. All right. We got Michelle, who again, struggling with motivation and accountability. Hey, I'll keep you accountable. My clients know that I am good at keeping you accountable, in a very loving way, a little bit of a shoving way. But really it's for your good, to keep you accountable to your goals. It's really important to me that if you have a goal, that you're doing the things to achieve it. So I think it's important to have a coach and community that will keep you in line with the things that you say you do, because it's really easy for us sometimes to not see through things that we say we're going to do, but it's harder when somebody else is holding us accountable. So Michelle says, how do I manage menopause and stress? start with the Menopause Bible and then do the Menopause Makeover. And I know in the Menopause Makeover, day 1 is about stress. We've got 5 days in there, stress, fitness, nutrition, sleep, and supplements / hormone replacement therapy education. And so the stress day, I do have, I think it's 25 stress relieving activities. And it talks about the importance of working on stress management, because that is like that domino will just help everything else become easier. So Michelle, we could have a call about that, or you can look for those things. I think I have the link for the Menopause Makeover is right in here. So sign up for that, everybody. It's a really good place to start. Tracy, struggling with motivation and sticking to something. What is the best mix of exercise and diet? So for us, it is balance, right? I will say this all day long, every day. I think it's this, yep, there it is. I just took this cover off. I am balanced. I remain upright and steady in body and mind. So it's funny. I think this came up in a different question I saw earlier, as writing people's questions down. It was like, I've tried keto and intermittent fasting and low fat and high fat and this and that and this and that. And I'm like, have you tried eating a balanced diet? Because I would say the best mix for anybody and everybody is going to be some balance, right? And so we want an alignment, right? We want the exercise and the diet to align. So it's going to change from person to person, but it's also going to change from period to period in your journey. So for instance, the last 4 weeks, I was completing my Power Within fitness program, where I was pushing 50-pound weights, 30 to 50-pound weights. I was in full out build mode, and I was eating a lot more calories than I am right now. For the next month, I leave in 1 month for Costa Rica for a relaxing yoga retreat on the beach with massages and yoga at 7 a.m. every day, and yoga to finish the day at night, and a sound bath. And I want to now, instead of working on building strength, I did enough of that for the last 4 weeks. I want to work on flexibility, because I want to be able to do that bind with my arm between my leg and around my back when I get to Costa Rica and I'm on this retreat. And so I'm working on flexibility. I'm also working on relaxing my body. I'm working on releasing some of the excess fat that I'm carrying, because I had to eat more to gain more muscle. And so my calories are lower. I am eating a little bit less protein. I'm not eating animal products this week. What else? I'm eating more fruits and vegetables, and I'm doing yoga, right? And so the yoga and the lighter eating, they're in alignment. Higher protein, when I was muscle building, was in alignment. So this is where, Tracy, we need to talk about your goals. We need to discuss, what do you want to achieve right now in this little part of your journey? And that's when we have to align your diet and your exercise, right? But no matter what, anything that is uncomfortable, not joyful, too extreme, it's not going to work. It's not going to work long term. It's not going to work very well. Your body's going to be in stress mode. So those are things that we talk about, and that's why it's nice to have the coaching as to, okay, what are we working on today? What are we working on right now, this week, this month, and let's pair those together. For those of you who've joined my Power Within New Year's Challenge, if you haven't, scroll through our group and find the posts all about it and join us, or let me know you want the New Year's Challenge. We start January 4th. It has a meal plan and it has workouts, and the meal plan and the workouts are in alignment. They're also in alignment for most of you who are struggling with sticking to a plan, having it be super easy, having it be really delicious, and feeling energized by your food. And, and also a little bit of that blood sugar regulation that all you women need to help you, because as we get to this age, our body is insulin resistant and we don't process sugar as well anymore. So this is where I'm talking about alignment and having a plan that is really built for you and aligns with your goals and aligns the fitness and nutrition together. All right, let's see. Liz wants balance. She wants to know how to get balance. And she says, what do I do at my age? She didn't tell me her age, but it's probably the same as all of you ladies. Balanced nutrition, a balanced fitness routine that will get her to her goals, and probably good sleep, less stress, some more joy, and probably support, accountability, and consistency. So Liz, let's get you on my calendar. Let's have a call or start with one of the smaller tools that I've given you, okay? We've got Deb who says nutrition is holding her back. She says, are macros really the secret? No, macros are not the secret to anything, because the secret is going to be, the secret nutrition tool is going to be the one that works best for you, or it's going to be the ones that you cycle between, right? So I cycle between different nutrition methods. Sometimes it's macros done my way, not tracking all day on an app. I can't do that ever. Sometimes it's portion control, sometimes it's my menopausal framework, and sometimes it's mindful eating, because I don't want to track anything, but I do want to eat healthy and towards my goals. So macros are not a secret to anything. They are a powerful tool, but the secret is going to be the plan that works with your lifestyle and with your goals and keeps you feeling balanced, motivated, excited, happy, fulfilled. Okay. Let's see, Catherine. What's holding her back is being the elder care provider for her mom and her mom's two elderly sisters, ages 95 to 103. I understand that's a lot of work. I'm hoping you can get some help for yourself with that, whether it's nurses or other family members. But I do know that that's a lot of pressure to have at this point in time. She wants to lose weight. What should I eat and how much do I have to exercise? So the good thing is, number one, you should eat healthy, balanced diet, right? Protein, carbs, healthy fats. And for exercise, you don't have to exercise a ton. I created a program called the 10-minute tone up, and you can absolutely achieve a lot of your goals in 10 minutes a day, or 2 workouts, 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. You can do so much with little time. It's not about how many exercise sessions you get in or how many hours you spend at the gym. It's how effective you're being at achieving your goals. So I would say, Catherine, that 10 minutes a day might suffice to get you through this period, right? Maybe at some other point in time, we can get you to 20 minutes a day, or 20 minutes a day 3 times a week. Then maybe we can bump you up to 25 minutes, 5 times a week, 30 minutes. And as the time in your life changes and, your priorities change or your responsibilities change, we can use the time that you have efficiently and effectively. I think that's what's most important. Okay. Last question. Glenda is struggling with lack of motivation and her hormones. She wants to be in the best shape of her life physically and mentally, which you can. You can be in the best shape of your life at any age, even 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whenever. She says, why am I so angry at myself that I sabotage myself in every situation? Sabotage generally comes from misalignment, right? So it's not your fault, it's your plan's fault. Let's blame the plan, right? So if you are trying to starve yourself all day, and at night you eat an entire sleeve of Oreos, that is because you starved yourself all day, right? It's because it wasn't a very good plan. So we have a really great plan that's very fulfilling, that's, keeps us feeling satisfied. We're not going to sabotage. If you set out to do an hour-long run every day and you're like Catherine, who doesn't have that time, then you are going to sabotage yourself because it's not realistic. So we need to make a realistic plan for you, something that is good for your time, it's good for your energy, it brings you joy, and that you can be consistent with, and then you're not going to be sabotaging yourself half as much. Another piece of that is doing the coaching work, right? The real work, which is the identity shifting, the thoughts and the pattern shifting. We have a lot of negative self-talk in the statement, why am I so angry at myself that I self-sabotage myself in every situation? That is very pointed and definitive and negatively speaking towards yourself, and we can change that so easily, and then you don't have to be that person anymore. And we want to make your self-image a lot more confident and joyful and self-loving. Okay. That's it for today. I've got a call to hop on. So I will see you ladies soon. If you have any questions, either drop them below for me or I will see you in Messenger. And I will see you here on Monday for our year-end fitness audit. Stay tuned. Keep in touch. Look for things in the group. Scroll through the group and take advantage of everything that I give you here. Okay? Bye.